Crypto Cats, my name is Tom, I'm the crypto investor, and I thought it would be nice to have a little wander around the charts, particularly as we are looking very healthy and we are coming up to a very pivotal inflection point in the markets. This is Bitcoin looking on the weekly chart, and you can see that in the last week and now this week so far, we have put down two beautiful candles. From the low, we are up 23%. Quite a delightful move. And this really came from, let's go down to the 8 hour. This came from the breakout of this downward channel, which we were following. We had a clone of this here, and we were basically in this downward move. And as soon as we broke here, we knew that that was a buy signal, and that was the time to jump in. And that was luckily when we released the video on Sunday, and hopefully many of you have caught this move since. We are now coming up to resistance, and you shouldn't buy at resistance. What you want to be doing is buying at support or buying at broken resistance. So if you are looking to add to your position, I would encourage you to potentially be buying if we have a retest down here, or if we break this and we look to be moving up. It's a safer way to play it. Unless, of course, you know your time horizons, you know you're buying long term. But so I say we're at an inflection point. Let's just look at this on the daily chart. You can see that this line in the sand is significant. So this was the previous high that we achieved back in April. Then we tried to get back up higher just last month or so, and here we are now having another crack at it. Now, I don't know if we're going to break it on this first attempt, or perhaps we have to come back down one more time and retry, but we know we have these quite decent tailwinds of people excited that we may well have an ETF, and it's hard to understate how pivotal and significant an ETF would be for Bitcoin and the broader crypto market. If it just allows access of 1% of capital in pension and money markets to be added into the crypto space, that's an awful lot of money. A positive announcement for Bitcoin, a Bitcoin ETF could very quickly see, we could see a ridiculous candle. We could probably see something, like this. I wouldn't be surprised if we had like a 15, 20 grand candle on that announcement. Got your hopium hat on? Me too. And so without that ETF, it's looking, we're looking pretty good to take this out. As I said, it could come back down, but as and when we break this dynamic resistance, so we've got the psychological selling wall of 50,000 that we're flirting with right now, and we have this diagonal resistance here. As and when we do break above here, then the likelihood is we start to strive towards new all-time highs pretty quickly. So this is that big line in the sand. Very exciting time right now. Watching with bated breath to see how the market's going to behave. Hopefully we take it out on the first attempt, on this attempt, and we go on from there. It's exciting. All right, let's have a look at Ethereum. And Ethereum's kind of different. So if we take that to previous highs that we put in on the market, then you can see that we're still a way off from that kind of resistance. That would be coming in right now about 3,900 or so. But we're currently, I have these diagonal resistance lines on the chart here, and you can see that's exactly where we are interacting right now and finding a bit of a sell wall. But the way I see this is we're kind of forming a bull flag, and we're just beginning to coil underneath this. And the longer we coil, the more explosive the move. This is perfectly bullish formation which is going on right now. And as and when we do break above here, expect that to be, again, a meaningful move, perhaps up to this, if that is considered a resistance by many, which would be a 10% impulsive move, or higher. But again, looking very strong since we had the break of that downward channel. This one was even clearer than Bitcoin's. And moving back on up. And it's also nice to see that crypto's doing this in the face of the equity markets being somewhat lackluster. The equity markets, if you are looking at this space, we've put a nice round bottom in here three identical kind of candles. And as and when we do break above here for the S&P, that's probably a very nice entry to be going long. The safer bet is to wait for us to get past this resistance here. But overall, that's starting to look pretty good for the equity markets. And we have seen a lot of correlated moves with the equity markets and the crypto markets. So as we did get those sell-offs yesterday in the S&P, we saw crypto selling off basically just because when the market moves to a risk off situation, safe haven assets are prioritized over riskier assets, and crypto is obviously a riskier asset. So that's looking good, looking like the equity market should recover here. And that should help also with as a tailwind for crypto. Looking at the total crypto market cap, this is obviously an aggregation of everything, and you can see that maybe we still are in this kind of channel, and again quite similar to Ethereum here, but doesn't feel the same kind of breakout formation as we are looking at potentially seeing on Bitcoin right now with that there. So we will see. And looking at Ethereum versus Bitcoin, Ethereum, well, again, with the potential of an ETF, of course, the Bitcoin feels more appealing than Ethereum, and we are seeing that selling at the moment. But it has this line here has continued to act as very nice support for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And we're not even testing this kind of lower channel here. So I see this kind of working out as a bit of a coiling and then a breakout for, where is my drawing? For Ethereum. Do these in one take, as you know. Not that. Okay, yeah, so it's possible that we do break down here and we get something like this, and then we get the breakout and we take out the 50%. But again, overall, looks like Ethereum is going to continue to take market share away from Bitcoin in the long term. It has application. We are seeing obviously insatiable demand for NFTs, and it will become deflationary as of the end of Q1 next year. So overall, quite a nice time to be moving a bit of somewhat your Bitcoin into Ethereum. Personally, I think that's quite a nice entry in my opinion. Looking at ETH dominance, continues to just dawdle really, 18.5. Bitcoin dominance picking up. You can see Bitcoin dominance is on the up, which is interesting to see. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us actually really, maybe this is a time where we will actually see Bitcoin really starting to have one of those sessions where Bitcoin is the one that gets bid, and Bitcoin and Ethereum particularly, and alts get left behind for some time, and then that money trickles in. The classic champagne pyramid at a wedding where you pour it in the top and it trickles down. Maybe we get one of those periods of time where the mega cap blue chips of the crypto space are the ones that see the inflows. Obviously, an ETF will be what would drive that. But it all trickles down. So that's it really. And just looking at Solana's dominance, sitting at 2.2%. Solana had this beautiful breakout and has made this move up here. Perhaps now Solana will consolidate sideways for a little bit here before making its next move up. But overall, looking pretty nice. Luna, which we were tipping last week. So Luna now is deflationary. That has a burn built into it. Luna has put in a new all-time high, just stopping shy of that round psychological $50 mark, and has come back down, but channeling upwards very nicely. If you don't subscribe to Delphi Digital, I encourage you to do so. They've put out some really good information on Luna of late. It is my biggest holding after Ethereum. All right, I think that's it for now. Let's take out 50 with a significant move upwards and break to 55, and off we go for Bitcoin. And hopefully we've got another one of those very exciting movements coming up for us in crypto, or one last little retest of the lower support before we do so. We will see, but either way, we are flying upwards in the long term. I hope you found that useful. Oh, please do subscribe and hit the like button if you find this valuable content, if you like the succinct nature in which we go through the charts. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Happy investing. All the best.